Alright then. Stream time. Let me know in the chat how I'm sounding, how the game's sounding. This stream is probably going to be a lot shorter than the last one, owing to the fact that the last one had 5 times as many maps to go through, but if it only takes 10 minutes, I'll find something else to fill the time. Good, good. Hello, everyone. Oh, I would stream ping, but I think that's locked to... oh dear, I've lost everything. I think that is locked to judges. Alright then, who's in the chat? Because I'm not sure what order to do maps in. Are there any people... So the 3 maps to go through, in fact I think they're all workshop maps. So you have... Alright, we've done Left After the Shift, done Renovations, we've got the Grand Courtyard Hotel, Bioengineering, and Ho-Ho Storytime. So if anyone... Oh. Alright. Hello, Ferni. Since you're the first contestant to show up, we're going to do yours first. Or at least the first contestant to say hi. So Ferni is the mapper behind Submechanophobia, I think is the right number of syllables and sounds, which was a really, really good entry from Picture Perfect, which I mistakenly didn't realise was underwater. So yeah, everyone told me that later. Very good entry though. And this also looks good. Sounds nice. Oh, that's very strange. Grabs. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I like this. I want to point out a few things. I love these things. I love those. I love the CS:GO models. They kind of... I assume they're CS:GO models. If they're not, then they're good. They sort of doesn't mesh with the Portal 2 thing, but in like quite a deliberate way. I love this ceiling detail, and I love this overlay. It's like a speaking grill. So it's very, very cool. I like that office as well. Walls feel a little bare, but I like the little details like this, the little bits of geometry and the very overbearing sort of soundscape. It's like they're a factory on the other side of the wall. Okay. So I'm now. Oh, we like a properly cut out door frame. Well, this is pretty. Oh, the chickens. Oh my god. Now that's some environmental storytelling. I like that. So these aren't your AI chickens from CS:GO then, these will be... Oh, I like the sort of museum display aesthetic. I mean, obviously it's a museum display, but I like the spotlight and the ground and everything. I love that bullet impact from the beak. That's such a neat detail. Oh, and I feel like since the last competition, where pretty much every judge who saw dust motes was like, people don't use those enough. I feel like now everyone uses them. They've almost become a cliche, and I'm no different. I've started using them as well. Just haven't released any of the maps that actually include them. They do add a lot, don't they? They just do look nice. I would say in this context it's a little weird because the ambient light is actually really bright as well. So if there is enough dust in there, like it doesn't feel like these lights are actually emitting. It might just be because there's no sprites on them or something, but like it doesn't feel like they're emitting enough light to reflect that much relative to everything else. Like if there's enough dust in the air to be reflecting off that, then it should really by rights be reflecting off this, right? That's kind of the brightest light source in the room. And anyway, it's a nitpick. It doesn't really matter. How's everyone doing? I need to take some tea, have some tea. Ooh, I've just spotted as well. I love overlays on glass. It always works. Bioengineering sizable tomorrow. Is that a custom poster, or is this map inspired by the poster? Which is, to use an idiom, which is the chicken and which is the egg? Side note: the egg came first because what hatched it was a dinosaur. It's a one-click solution to a global picture that brings Aperture Laboratories to the foreground of industry leaders. We're focused on bringing the nearly 5 billion residents of this planet into the frame. We're with quality products made to fit your company's growing needs. That's not possessive. Okay. Apt need to proofread their things. With an evolving computer technology industry on the rise. That's the wrong it's. Who wrote this? Okay. Okay, just for the record, with no apostrophe, that is possessive. So you would say, like, its leg. Picture. Oh, the picture is F. Okay, so okay. All right. I'm sorry to just nitpick your grammar then, since I assume you wrote this. But yeah, if you put an apostrophe in it, then it's short for it is. If you don't put an apostrophe in it, it's possessive. So like you'd say its leg, but you might say it is leg. If you had an apostrophe there. So there should be an apostrophe. Sorry, I get pedantic about these things. It's only a matter of time before the population grows too big for its shoes. Okay, I'm going to stop nitpicking grammar. It just feels mean. The poster is good, and it does feel very aperture-y. Okay, Stract in the chat telling me about this poster. Either way, I'm going to stop nitpicking grammar because it's a sad, lazy, boring waste of time. Not waste of time, but you know. Ah, you can jump. Oh, didn't realise. Oh, of course. Like, I'm not sure why I thought I'd be able to go through there. Thanks for letting me jump. That's been a rare one this competition. Again, I like the ceiling detail. I might steal that. I like the. Because I talked in the last stream about people always just take random panels out, and it seems kind of noise-based, and I like this because it makes sense. It's like, well, we've got that there to back the light. Is a sign on the other side of... Oh, it is. Look at that. Now that is some good detailing. I like that. Thanks for pointing that out, Team Ben. Yeah, so what I was saying was this looks quite functional, so like it's not like the tiles were put everywhere and then a few fell out for some reason or were removed and never put back. It's like they only really put the tiles over the lights probably to reflect the ambient light back down. It makes a lot of sense. But I'm possibly reading into it. Again, classic little half pillars. I like those. The geometry of this space is quite nice because it's quite empty apart from that. There's just a couple of like random machines in here, but it feels good and it has that thing. Like I said when I was talking about Mystical Ace's map, it doesn't feel like a corridor with some rooms jutting off from it. It feels like the space between a bunch of rooms. Now, which of these? Now this, I'll say risk of contamination. You haven't really cleaned up here. Oh, sorry, these floor cables as well. I like those. I use those sometimes. They just add something to the space, you know? It sort of is almost like a golden ratio thing, isn't it? Where it just like looks nice. Anyway. Oh my god. I quite like those sort of tubes as well, those pipes. There's a good colour palette to this, I think. So, am I understanding this right? Oh, those are made out of brushes. Oh, that's sweet. I like that. Oh yeah, the installers did not bring their tile cutter tools. I assume that's a reference to the fact that they're not really done around the corners very well. It's very bold as well to intersect those pipes. I'm not just because of the like baked ambient occlusion or the lighting. It looks a bit janky, but I see what you're going for. It makes sense. Oh, also I like having the motion sensors on the door. No, people always forget to do that. I always forget to do that. I also like when I need to stop picking up on small details. We'll be here for another 3 hours, but yeah, I like this having a path in the floor rather than just all having it one texture. It makes the space feel kind of cohesive. You know, like it was built for this space rather than just being like some corridors with textures applied. So okay, so am I taking it right that the story is there were some bioengineered chickens and they have taken over the place, or possibly pulled a TF2 expiration date and sort of gone a bit monstrous? I remember Ferni sharing a picture of an abandoned version of this, and you could see in the 2D view a room full of massive chickens. So if that's where this is going, very excited. Is it an intercom? Oh, apparently not. Oh, those floor lights are nice. That's kind of blinding, but classic fuse box. Strange fizzler. Is that light supposed to be coming from the fizzler? I like that. That's kind of neat. Is that one of those? I'm gonna be honest. I've never really liked these lights. They show up in observation rooms. They show up in, I know they're a portal 1 thing, but not really my bag. Oh, another one of these doors. Don't suppose I can go in. Nah. All right, through the fizzler. That's really neat. I like having a sprite on that. That's a cool detail. There's going to be, I can sense, I can sense there's going to be a few, a good few of these maps showing up in the reference pictures chat. I like angled windows, like observation rooms. Are there going to be massive chickens here when I turn on the lights? Is that what's going to happen? Oh my god, zombie chickens. Are those from the Halloween CSGO update? I remember a little while ago in CSGO they added some zombie chickens. Oh yeah, wasn't it when you shot them they like sank into the ground and then zombie chickens rose from the grave, I guess. I'm really liking this map so far. And I'm not really sure who I'm supposed to be, and I'm not really sure what the... Because it seems like I was entering... Because it had the sort of like, please take a suit. It seemed like I was entering under official means. And I'm not saying this seems abandoned, like, you know, there aren't exactly smashed containers and stuff. But I'm sort of confused as to, because there's these sort of like caution, risk of contamination, I had to jump through a window to actually get here, that sort of thing. So I don't feel like this is an ordinary day at the office. Interested to see where it goes though. I also like how these corridors are sort of like warmer, whereas like some of the laboratory areas are cooler. It feels like it's sort of like when you're going, when you sort of go backstage at a stadium or like an arena and suddenly everything goes a bit industrial and it feels like you've walked into a different building, I think. Oh, speaking of walking into a different building. Okay, well now I'm just confused. Why? All right. Now it's a test chamber. I'm never a fan of when maps just transition straight really harshly from BTS to test chambers, because those are the doors that the test subjects are supposed to come through, whereas BTS is for the... This is just a gripe that I have with quite a lot of maps, which is why I'm pausing. So the BTS areas are where employees go, and then the test chamber is where the test subjects go. So those test chamber doors are for show. Those are for the... test subjects. So the test subject tracks, you know, they enter in their sort of... We saw it in the underground. We saw the sort of welcome lobby, then they'll go through, presumably some kind of hallway, they'll go down to different testing tracks, and then they'll get in the first lift and get out the last lift and piss off, or they'll get, you know, thrown in an incineration pit. Whereas employees at Aperture tend to go through the BTS areas, and, you know, I can imagine the scientists with their clipboards in observation rooms and walking on walkways. The other thing is, that walkway there was a completely straight line, and there weren't very many. This whole thing has been quite linear so far, so it's not had enough, you know, fake doors that go nowhere. There were a few earlier, but not so much at the moment. This is just one of those things I see a lot of workshop maps do, where they're not thinking about it as a place, they're thinking about it as, oh, I'm going to have a behind-the-scenes style here, and I'm going to have a test chamber here, and the transition stops making sense. And, you know, to begin with, I was sort of an employee going through, and then I jumped into a back room, and then I could understand we were going through labs and different buildings, but then it's just sort of opened a door, and now we're in BTS, and now we're going into a test chamber. I am confused. Hello to any new viewers, by the way. Welcome. We're not judging, but we're taking a look at the entries I missed in my last stream. Also, sorry for that rant. That wasn't overly. That wasn't all to do with this map. But yeah, it's a thing I noticed quite a lot, and I think it's something that the workshop in general could stand to improve. Ah, lovely sip of tea. All right. Ah. Oh, that's funny. Is that a T-Rex? Okay, that's excellent. I like that. I feel like it sort of took a little... It was very solid for a little while, and then it just in the last moments it did take a bit of a turn. But I really like that overall. I think that's a really solid entry. Yeah, good one. Like it. Okay, so let's check back in with the chat. I've been overlooking a few things. Yes, massive. I think the chat's just caught up to the massive zombie chicken, which I did enjoy. So, who else is here? I don't suppose we have either of the other... Not my history. There we go. I don't suppose we have either of the other mappers with us in the chat. You're welcome, Ferni. Happy to offer some feedback. I don't think I've ever explained my approach to feedback before, but yeah, there's a really good bit of advice that Brandon Sanderson gives, which is that the worst thing... I'm not going to be... This isn't a quote, this is a paraphrase. The worst type of advice you can get is someone trying to show you what they would make, rather than trying to help you make a better version of what you're going for. So I remember in the Picture Perfect contest, I'm not going to call anyone out, but I remember one of the judges, at least one of the streamers, talking about, I think it was specifically my map, because my map was very abstract, and I remember going into it, he said that he was kind of disappointed with it because it wasn't a Portal 2 style map, or not... oh, hello, Matt. We'll get onto yours in just a second. I'm just going to finish up my little ramble here. And he was saying he wasn't quite disappointed, but not, particularly thrilled that it wasn't a Portal 2 map. And it's like, obviously, you're entitled to that opinion, and that's fine, but it's not helpful. It's not helpful feedback. Like, that's fine to think, that's fine to have as your context going in, but I don't think it really works as feedback, because it's like, what am I going to do? Make a different map? It's, thanks for telling me, but it's not that useful. So I don't make those sorts of judgments. I try and engage with what the map is trying to say or trying to do, and I'm just sort of thinking about the way it does that. The other thing I don't really like pointing out is the sort of, not objective errors, but stuff like Z fighting or missing textures or dodgy clipping or stuff like that. Quite often what I'll do is, if I spot it, I'll like zoom in on it and move a bit, so then the mapper will see it, but I don't need to call attention to it because it just feels like dunking on the map for no good reason. Anyway, because people watching, when I watch other people play my map, I'm scanning the frame the whole time looking for little errors that they might not even spot. So I know that little things like Z fighting and clipping and missing textures and things, those are going to be picked up on automatically. You're going to notice it. If I see it, I will rarely point it out. I'll just look at it and make sure it's in frame, so that if you want to fix it, you can, Anyway, Grand Courtyard Hotel. That is the map we're playing now. Oh no, cannot read that. Press attack to continue. Okay, so let's see. Okay. Oh, is it mount? Okay, games, DOS. Oh, this font. Oh, see. Oh, change directory. Grand Courtyard Hotel. Loading. Done. Oh, date. 1939. Okay, so is this an Assassin's Creed? The font at the start is pretty terrible, but I made that intro screen in the last 2 hours before submitting. It was very rushed, lol. Yeah, I can figure it out. So am I to understand that this is a sort of Assassin's Creed history simulation thing? Or a time machine or something? Objective: investigate strange signals emanating from the abandoned Grand Courtyard Hotel, an old ruin which used to house an asylum. Speaking of old ruins that used to house asylums, I mean, it's obviously quite tropey. It's a gaming trope. I remember plugging this last time. Thief Deadly Shadows has a mission called the Shale Bridge Cradle, one of the scariest missions in any game ever, because that game has some excellent sound design and level design. And that building was at one time both an asylum and an orphanage, and it's now abandoned. So there's not only a bunch of creepy crying children ghosts, there's also a bunch of electroshock zombies wandering around gibbering. Anyway, Press attack to continue. Oh, this this really does feel like a Thief level. Like, something about just starting in the courtyard, staring at the entrance, and this lighting as well. Oh my god, this is a Thief thing. Okay, that's a that's a brilliant reference. Fantastic. I'm in the right frame of mind. Is there supposed to be sound, by the way? Because part of the reason this feels a lot like Thief is that often when you start, there's either very, very minimal sound, or there's a sort of like sound of your feet settling and then silence, and it's all very creepy. Also, that lighting, just I don't know, it's the geometry, the slightly blurry textures, the lighting. I'm in Thief mode and I love it. There's not supposed to, I'm just checking that there's no missing content or music or anything. Good, great. On with the map. I mean, it's a workshop map anyway, there's not really much I could do. Okay. I have, the other thing is this lighting being quite sort of direct and blocky means that I'm back in the Thief instinct where I'm like, stick to the shadows and corners. Use or read text. Okay. So yeah, like going into the light is like, ooh, I'm just gonna go down here, and now I'm in this corner of light here, a corner of shadow. Okay, I'm gonna get out of Thief mode, at least for now. Please sign before. I was hoping that was gonna fade in. Jennifer Holm, Paul Chappell, Ellie Bushby, Tobias Gramey, Chris Diaz, Cam Jones, Alexis Baker, Sarah James McLaughlin, Denise Hopper, John Nayland, Andrew Brilla. These all feel so familiar. I cannot put my finger on it, but all of them sound like references. They probably are, aren't they? Or like mashups. Like I don't know if you've seen the End of Time, the 10th Doctor's final Doctor Who episode, but there's the sort of big epilogue where he goes and says goodbye to all of the side characters. He goes and meets Joan Redfern's granddaughter, and she's written a book, and on the front of the book you see her name, and her name is Verity Newman, which is Verity Lambert and Sidney Newman, the first executive producer and the original creator of Doctor Who, kind of mashed together. So a lot of those names felt like that. Like a lot of the first names and surnames were familiar, but not in that order. If that makes sense. To all employees, valuables are still going missing. Someone broke into the safe last night and took everything. Make sure that people are signing the ledger. And legibly, goddammit, the handwriting is unreadable! Some idiot thought it'd be funny to sign with November the 31st. If I see any more fake dates in the book, I'll fire all of you. Hands. There's a few old Looking Glass employee references in there. I was going to try and make a proper Thief-style intro at the beginning, but time ran out. Oh, that would have been amazing. Was that note on the door, by the way? Or is that this? Yeah, Thief-style intro. That would have been excellent. Clip stairs. Oh, I like the diagonal stairs. That's really neat. Oh well. Alright. I'm obviously biased towards this because this is very Thief-like, but I do like this. This has exactly the right atmosphere. I'm so into this. I love this so much. I wonder what the other judges will have thought of this, because obviously you've lucked out with me being a huge Thief fan, so I'm obviously totally in the mindset for it. I can really imagine someone like wandering around going, these textures are really ugly, like this lighting is really blocky and old, or like, oh, that doesn't look very realistic, whereas it's like, there's a mood you're going for and you're bloody nailing it. I love it. This will be the grand courtyard of, you know, of the title then. I quite like that as well. That's just, not really sure if it... That's fine. Probably safe to turn my back on them. Alright, that's spooky. So I have, you'll have seen earlier, I have a key bound to Fulbright. I've seen some people have like keys bound to flashlight, which is actually quite a much better way of doing it, because you don't just ruin absolutely everything. That's spooky as fuck. Gave me gold source vibes, very charming, very interesting aesthetic choice. Yeah, it's definitely a style. Like, there's definitely a way you could have done this that would have just looked ugly, but it's one of those things where I imagine it takes a lot of effort to make something look bad in a specific way, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen Garth Marenghi's Dark... Oh, I like that that's a door, so that'll be the door that used to be here then, right? I don't know if you've ever seen Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. This is just the reference stream, isn't it? Me going, I don't know if you've ever seen, but I'll stop talking about musicals in a second. Ooh, this is such a thief room. Like, this is the sort of room where you come in, there's one chest on the floor, one note on the table, and then a cupboard made out of whirl brushes. Just, And also, these pages are obviously very thief. I love it. Genevieve. Earlier this morning, I was cleaning room 7, and I came across what looks like a secret passage inside the closet. Very thief. I went in a bit, and there were people inside. They tried to attack me, but I managed to escape and lock the door. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but it looked like they were performing a lobotomy. That's not how you spell lobotomy. L-O-B-O. I don't know what to do. I'm worried that Hans will just fire me if I tell him about it. There's a lobotomy in a cupboard, and you're not going to tell your boss. All right. I hid the key to room 7 in the generator room. Hopefully goes looking for it, as we already have plenty of vacancies. Okay. That's so thief. Again, like the sort of like, I put the bag of gold you told me to look after in the cupboard in the kitchen. I'm like, well, I'm going to go to the cupboard in the kitchen then. All right, where am I going? Upstairs, I believe, is where I haven't been yet. Generator room, how convenient. I like this light shaft as well. Again, very 90s. Is that a custom texture? Because that looks quite kind of neat. I like the... It is animated, right? Yeah. Oh, and those light shafts as well, the very sort of blocky light shafts. Yeah, this is what I mean. It's a very deliberate aesthetic that you're going for. It's really clear that this took some specific effort. Oh yeah, my point was Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. Just so many little details in that show's particular badness. Oh, is that locked? Quite generous detection on that. All right, well, I guess I'm looking for a key then. I love this. I love this so much. I keep wanting to turn on the lights to look in there. What's this? Is that a radio? A wireless? Oh, is there going to be... Oh, so one of these will be room 7, I imagine. This one's a little empty. I feel like there could be a bed there or something. Although I suppose that's probably... I like that they're all uniform. You know, it's clearly a hotel, right? Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Okay, so the spooky room 7. What's in room 8? Okay. Oh no, the spooky figure is round over the... Hang on, were they here? Oh dear. Okay, generator room key. 12th of... Oh, is that the 10th of December? 12th of October? Who knows? I can't do this fucking job anymore. All I do is sit at this damn desk and yell at people for stupid shit, like that stupid fucking ledger. There's been this annoying humming coming from one for weeks now. This is the last straw. It's time to just fucking do it. I'm going nowhere far. Oh no. Is that what that was? Again, classic environmental storytelling. Is that a key? Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, that's nice. I like that as a shortcut. I also like how all the doors fade out. Like, obviously you could have just used funk doors, but yeah. I mean, that would have been quite thief to do that, but yeah. This also, the other thing this reminds me of is is it the Ocean View Hotel? The spooky level quite early in Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. It's, again, that's similar. It's a bit later on. It's 2004 Source Engine, but yeah, it's got that similar sort of vibe, like just because it's a hotel mainly. Room 7 key. I like the way the keys look. Bit chunky, but yeah. I feel like the generators, I guess, well, they are going, aren't they? There's electric lights. No. Anyway. Oh, I like the light peeking under the door, by the way. Is this all... I'll no-clip around this later. Is this all one cohesive map? Alright then, room 7. So, well, we'll deal with the cupboard lobotomy later. Oh, no. Oh, is this where there used to be a bookcase for a cupboard or something? Is that the idea? This is clearly a twin room, like that. Again, I really like this building. Are these done with models, or is this a kind of brushwork thing? I assume the person you collaborated with was doing things like textures and models, right? Lassi, is that right? It's a one cohesive map, doors were a pain, so I made it yeah, cases didn't manage to finish them in time. Yep, it's a good solution, and it does fit the style. I'm supposed to be doing that. Huh. What's this say? Local entrepreneur by salt mine. Oh, that's cave, isn't it? Mr. Johnson. Nice detail. Well, I guess we're going through the strange, glitchy carpet. Nice. I feel like the ending there is a bit anticlimactic. You know, I was expecting a cult lobotomizing people, and I feel like it just sort of... I mean, I was obviously staring at the carpet, but I'm just going to go back in there for a bit, because we got time, why not? Oh, also because it disconnected and I need to give it a like. Yes, very good map, love it. I would say though, probably worth... Oh, I see what you mean about like the 90s intro, yeah. What's all that? What's all this then? Yeah. Where's dev textures? Did I miss? Oh, I missed some stuff. Hold on. I love that. There's just a dev texture right there. I didn't notice. It's a third of what was planned. There was going to be a whole asylum section in the style of Shellbridge, and yeah, thanks for yeah. Not a long competition. So was there going to be... The Shellbridge Cradle starts in a... Wow, there's a whole sewer down here. I feel like you probably should have lit this up a bit. That would have, you know, would have been cool to see this. Because obviously, can't see shit. This is cool though. This is also quite Thief. Oh, especially that, the kind of hole cut in the ceiling. I love the Thief sewers. A lot of stuff that was cut is still just lying around. Yeah, I'm hunting through it now. Yeah, I see the sewers. Generators peeking out, love it. I like when a lot of the Thief levels you can fairly easily just like... you can fairly easily kind of end up getting on the roof outside the map. Anyway, yeah, I think this is a really good entry. I'm chuffed with this. Yeah. I'm not sure this is really the way it was supposed to be viewed, but oh well, it's cool. Literally unplayable. Okay. Oh, this also making me notice that you put overlays on here because they're obviously glitching out when I... Yeah, nice. I always like that sort of stuff where it just blurs the what's the word? It just sort of blurs the transition. Anyway. Alright, exit to queue. So we only have one more left. Ho-Ho Storytime by DrMeepster. My tea is still warm. This has not been going long. Yeah, I'd love to see that. I'd also love to see your take on a Thief intro. You could do a sort of Bic video version. Hello! Oh, DrMeepster. We're on to yours now. Play. Should have lined up something else. I feel like I want this stream to be about an hour long rather than just half an hour. Well, wonder what happened here. Very strange gait, this person. We've seen a few of these mannequins. Count 3 so far. Oh, hang on, more blood detective work. I wondered if we were going to get another one of these. That was one of the highlights of the previous stream. So, are we thinking this mannequin... I'm confused as to why... Well, so this is clearly the person... Okay, so what I'm getting here is... There's a sort of game of... Not Russian roulette, but, you know, a standoff. This person clearly lost and evaporated, I guess. Then the winner... I don't remember the line from The Princess Bride. The winner... you know, when he's doing the sort of like... Dim, 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 dim. You know, Prince Humperdinck doing the thingy. Anyway, over-explaining the reference. The winner came over here, and then you lose me a bit. So there's a portal gun, and that's maybe a portal... No, it's not a portable panel, it's a concrete thing. So, yeah, I'm a bit lost on that one. So, oh, I guess someone was here and also got shot. What's the portal gun doing? Is that supposed to stand in for a real gun? I don't know. Anyway, then there's some bloodstains here. No footprints, though, so... I assume this person shot whoever was here, who then went off down there, but they were also shot. It was a sort of mutually assured destruction standoff thing. That's my guess. And then the new winner came down here. I do quite like the style of this. And then this is them, right? And they died of their wounds. Wheatley specifically said that it's a gun that doesn't make bullet holes. Other kinds of holes. Is this... Yeah, take it this in. I like that, that's quite funny. Oh. That's actually quite funny, quite like that. Was that done on a timer, or was that done... Let's do some experimenting, shall we? So basically this is just... I mean, I don't know what happened to this person, but this is basically just... a murder chain, isn't it? Cycle of violence. So if I... Hang on. Is this done with like a trigger look or something? You know, if I just ardently refuse to turn around. Or is it a... Don't know what it is. Who knows? Anyway. Oh, that's an idea. Walk backwards. Just filling time at this point. Quite like the style of this, sort of the abstract, heavy fog thing. As far as environmental storytelling goes, it's... Yeah, I guess it is. Aha! I win! Oh. Damn it. Yeah, thought it might be a trigger look. It's nice though. I like the button that goes flying. That's just quite funny. Oh, is the idea that they shot it out because it's the portal gun noise? It's supposed to be like a bullet hole noise. Is that the idea? Okay. Yeah. Okay, I get it. Yeah, I like that. That's good. Not really sure what to do now. Does anyone have any miscellaneous map recommendations? Well, yeah, didn't think it was going to be a very long one anyway. That's all the maps. I'm not really sure which I would say is my favourite or which one I think is going to win, actually. There's a lot of really strong entries, and there's no real clangers. There's well, none that spring to mind. There's a couple of kind of weaker entries. There's the slightly janky ones from the slightly newer people, the less experienced mappers, but, you know, really a lot of effort was put in, I think, and I'm really impressed. I don't like ranking things. I probably won't come up with like a list of, you know, these were the best ones in my opinion, or I'm also not a judge, so I don't have to, you know, judge any of these numerically on criteria that might not even apply to some maps. But yeah, I think Tiffany is definitely a strong one. I love the Grand Courtyard Hotel. I'm obviously biased towards it because it's a classic. It's just I just love the Thief games so much. It's not even nostalgia. Like I only played them kind of recently. I say recently, like a few years ago, but still. You made your map in 2 hours. No offense, but it shows. Not because it's bad, just because it's short. I do like the idea of speedrun contest entries. Amber did a good one of those. Yeah. Right then, well, I think I'm going to end the stream here then. Thank you for watching, everyone. I'm sure I will do some more streams in future because I've definitely found that I enjoy it, and I've had good feedback on them. So yeah. Ta-ra.